This video is brought to you by WeGotSoccer.com, offering all the latest soccer gear at everyday low prices. Don't forget to use coupon code SR4U at checkout for 10% off any order. Hey guys, Josh from SoccerReviewsForYou.com, bringing you this week's Question of the Week video. If you're not familiar with how Question of the Week works, basically you guys can leave a comment question down below giving me a soccer shoe or soccer equipment related question, and whatever a question I find is really good or one that reoccurs the most, I will pick and answer in next week's Question of the Week video. So guys, if you are watching this, be sure to leave a like on the video and be sure to leave a question. This series can't happen unless you guys ask the questions. So any question that you have, big or small, be sure to leave a comment down below and perhaps it will get answered on next week's Question of the Week video. Alright, for this week's Question of the Week, I really wanted to answer a question that I get a lot of, and that is, what is the best shoe on the market? And oftentimes when I answer this question, actually 100% of the time I answer this question, I always say there is no best shoe on the market. And people tend to get a little bit angry or frustrated at that answer, thinking that I'm just not giving them an answer because I want to. But the reality of that question is there is no best shoe on the market. It really comes down to preferences rather than what is the best. Because the best for one person might not be the best for another person. And I'll explain that a little bit later. If we define the word best as a whole, basically it means something that puts you at an advantage in comparison to somebody who didn't have the best. Obviously in this case it would be a soccer shoe. So if we use as an example here, if we said the new Adizero is the best shoe on the market, of course this is an example, that would imply that anybody who's stepping out onto that field not wearing the new Adizero would be at a disadvantage in comparison to the player who was wearing the new Adizero. And obviously that's not the case. If we look at soccer teams as a whole, or soccer players as a whole, from a recreational standpoint, competitive or even professional, everybody out there on the field is pretty much wearing different shoes. While some might be wearing the same ones, everybody's wearing a pretty good variety of shoes, and everybody's pretty much at a same equal playing level, regardless of what the companies claim as speed boosts, power boosts, or whatever enhancements that they're claiming that their shoes are going to have for you. Everybody's pretty much on an equal playing level, and I think that most people can agree that it really comes down to skill level rather than what shoes are on your feet. There's no shoe on the market that you're going to be able to put it on and run faster or have a better touch and do this and do that. If you're good at soccer, you're good at soccer no matter what shoes are on your feet, plain and simple. That's not to say that some shoes won't offer a better feel for you. Like I said, you have to be comfortable with what you're wearing. Some people have preferences. Second argument we could make here is that soccer shoes as a design standpoint are always changing. The only shoe that we've ever seen that hasn't changed in like the last 30 years is the Adidas Copa Mundial, and that's because it's a classic. That is probably the only shoe that you could say is the best shoe because it's the only shoe that hasn't changed. There are all these new models, they're changing so quickly now. We're seeing shoes changing every 2 months, every 3 months, every 6 months. If we look at the Vapor 8 as a whole, we've seen 4 different variations on the exact same shoe already. Does that mean that if you bought the original release, you are at a disadvantage in comparison to somebody who's wearing the current release that has like the ACC coating and all that kind of stuff? No, that's definitely not the case. Obviously, again, that sounds a little bit silly. Designs are always changing. If we had a best design, if it was the best, if it put you at an advantage in comparison to all the other shoes on the market, why would you change the design? It doesn't actually make sense, right? All these design changes and all these gimmicks that we're seeing, all this marketing that we're seeing, all is to sell more shoes. And it's really just up to you to kind of ignore that and really go for a shoe that you are going to like the best. Preferences are what's key here. When you're looking to buy a shoe, you need to look at uppers, you need to look at the fit, you need to look at the stud patterns, you need to look at the sole plate, you need to look at every single element of the soccer shoe and try and match up a shoe to all of the preferences that you personally have. And the problem with a lot of this, or that a lot of people have, is they always kind of go for the same style of shoe. Everybody, especially the younger generation, a lot of them have always gone for the Mercurial, they've always gone for the Adizero, they've always gone for the same shoe, and they don't know what the other shoes on the market actually feel like. So they really haven't developed their own preference. So until you've really tried a pretty good variety of soccer shoes, whether it be kind of all at once or on a yearly basis, you really don't have a preference. So my best recommendation as far as finding the best shoe for you, it really is just trying new stuff on the market. And like I said, trying to match up a shoe to your personal preferences. If you like a leather shoe, probably look at only the leather shoes. If you like conical studs, look at shoes that have leather and then with conical studs, right? It's very simple when you put it like that. But just know that there's no best shoe on the market. No shoe is going to make you a better soccer player just because you put them on your feet. No shoe is going to put you at an advantage in comparison to somebody else who's not wearing the shoe that you personally have. Hopefully this is all clear for you guys. I hope you enjoyed the question of the week video for now. Like I said, if you have any questions, go ahead and leave a comment down below. And if you could leave a like on the video, it would be greatly appreciated. Other than that, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. And as always, thanks for watching.